Also wanted to talk about your relationship with China. Pakistan is on the short list of the countries that receives the most Belt and Road investment from China. So there's really, two questions flow from it. Won't this dramatically exacerbate your debt challenge, given the nature of Chinese support? And how does Pakistan make the claim that it's going to retain its full sovereignty, given that it's allowing or inviting China in to do projects on such a scale?
First, let me just say that the situation which we found ourselves in when 13 months ago we came into power was probably the worst economic situation. And so China really helped us when we were right at the rock bottom. They helped us, supported our by giving us funds for our foreign exchange reserves, very important at that time. In fact, we were staring at a default. So China helped us along with Saudi Arabia and UAE to beef up our reserves. And what China offers us right now as an opportunity, they have a $2 trillion import market. And so China has given us a preferential trade agreement where we can export to China at the same terms as the ASEAN countries. So this is a great opportunity. Apart from that, we have this opportunity now to get Chinese industry to relocate in Pakistan, bring in technology. So China has given us a great opportunity to lift ourselves up from where we are right now.
Michelle Caruso-Cabrera, CNBC contributor, following on the conversation about China. Richard asked you very directly about maintaining your sovereignty in the face of so many Chinese loans, and you didn't answer it directly. I mean, you've talked about China coming in when you were rock bottom, but are you concerned about the trade-offs that that level of investment presents to Pakistan?
Absolutely not. I mean, for instance, I mean, what would China, how would it impinge on our sovereignty? Maybe they would say, don't have a good relationship with the US. But the Chinese have never, ever interfered in any of our foreign policy, in any of our domestic policy for that matter. I think China sees Pakistan as the CPEC, this economic corridor and the Belt and Road Initiative. They see this as a great opportunity for them. I think China is one country which we can all learn from. Their main concentration has been on trade and wealth creation and lifting the standard of living of their people. What I admire about China the most, in 30 years, they have taken 700 million people out of poverty. It's never been done in human history. And when I came, if you ask me, what is the one thing I want in Pakistan? Lift our 100 million Pakistanis out of poverty. This is our main thing. So that's where we have learned a lot from China, how they tackle poverty in these last 30 years. So the answer to the question, there have been no demands by China which restrict our sovereignty.
Are you not put off, though? China has accomplished what you said, but they've done it at a great price and cost in terms of democracy, human rights, and the rest, not just for Muslim Chinese, but for all Chinese. Are you not put off by that aspect of the cost of their development model?
Well, you know, who am I to comment on China? But the fact is that if any human society can accomplish this, you know, this is humane. This is taking people out of poverty. I mean, I admire that the most. For me, if I had, but I don't have, unfortunately, the Chinese model, and if I could order people around, and I could get people out of poverty. Not just that, the way they've tackled corruption. Unfortunately, I can't do that in Pakistan. 450 ministerial level people in the last 5 years have been put into jail on corruption. I mean, I wish I could do that in my country. But, you know, we have our limitations, but it has to be admired what they've done in terms of taking what China is now. I mean, 30 years ago, you wouldn't believe what they've been able to achieve.